WTHR News here with you today. Going to give you all the information regarding the 1992 presidential election. The first candidate, George H.W. Bush, who is representing the Republican Party, he was a former member of the House of Representatives, and he was also vice president to Ronald Reagan. He attempted to run for re-election, unfortunately lost, and he was additionally a Massachusetts native.
Bill Clinton was a native of Arkansas who later became the elected governor of Arkansas and was recently elected to be the 42nd president of the United States, becoming the third youngest president to ever hold office.
Ross Perot, running as an independent. It was kind of surprising to watch him run during this election because he was able to garnish quite a bit of support, which is unusual for third parties.
Popular vote, Bill Clinton won 43% of the popular vote compared to George Bush's 37.4% and Ross Perot's surprising 19%.
Now, although on the popular vote scale between Clinton and Bush, there was only about a 5 million separation. But however, in the Electoral College, Bill Clinton won this hands down. 370 electoral votes to George H.W. Bush's 168. Ross Perot receiving 0.
There's actually a very high percentage of eligible voters that came out, which was actually the most since 1968. 55.1% of eligible voters in the United States came out to vote in this past election. So very good outlook for America in that regard.
Some key issues that were heavily debated during this election. Democrats, they wanted a strong medical care system where the government had its influence in there, while the Republicans wanted government to have no influence in the medical care system.
Republicans favored tuition subsidies toward private schools, while Democrats wanted to redistribute the money to public schools. Democrats also wanted gun control, and they favored civil rights toward homosexuals.
Instead of Democrats supporting to spend money towards public work projects, Republicans they stressed more private investing. And Democrats also cared for or wanted child care for working parents, while the Republicans wanted to change the tax rules up a bit so that the children could be cared for at home.
Indiana voted. They actually got it wrong this year. Indiana got 42.9% of the Republican vote, and the Democrats only got 36.8%, and the Independent won 19.8% of Ross Perot. Controversy: Bill Clinton was accused during this election of dodging the draft during the Vietnam War, and it was accused also of using marijuana as well as having affairs with Gennifer Flowers.
Very surprising for Bill Clinton to win the election, even though he was accused of using marijuana and having an affair with Gennifer Flowers. Usually if something like that occurs, the chance for someone to win a presidential election is most likely not going to happen.
I think we will see this election really change history due to the fact that Ross Perot had such a successful running in this election. Usually don't see third-party candidates having that much success in one election. He had a very strong campaign and did very well in this election. So that, I think, will give third-party candidates and members of the third parties very much hope going forward in future elections.
Yes, I agree. Well, that concludes us for today. This is WTHR News. We'll be back with you again.
You don't hear Family Feud in the background.
Ding!
You guys fucking watching? Oh, sorry. Family Feud going on.
WTHR
Are you asking or are you starting?
Yeah, I was asking like WTHR.
Is it WTHR News? Oh, okay.
Bush is 37.4 and Ross Perot's 18.9, which was the most successful running of a third-party candidate to date.
We got this down. I think we can do it, but you gotta shut